Hi, Year 5, and welcome to one of your last rainforest lessons, okay? It's all about endangered animals, okay? So, let's make a start. What is an endangered species? Okay, so an endangered animal is a species that is threatened with extinction, a species with a small habitat, and a species that has a small population. Okay, so if you try and think of an animal that is extinct, okay, you might think about dinosaurs, okay, because they're extinct now, they're not around anymore. That's what extinct means, okay, they're not around anymore. Okay, a species with a small habitat and a species that has a small population. If you think about us as humans and our population, there's lots of us, isn't there? We have quite a large population, but some animals do not. Okay, an orangutan is an example of an endangered animal. It is thought there are only around 7,500 left in the world. If you think about that in the context of how many humans there are in the world, that's not a lot at all, is it? So, how might a species become endangered? So, can you think of a reason why an animal could become endangered? Think about what we've done with the rainforest and think about why an animal might become endangered. Good. I hope you've been thinking about there about deforestation. So, habitat loss. As forests and wild areas are cleared to make way for humans, many habitats are destroyed, leaving animals and plants homeless. So that's where deforestation comes in, isn't it? Okay, we've had a little look at that animals lose their homes. Okay, and it's very sad. But we also know that sometimes deforestation is necessary, okay, but it doesn't make it always right. Hunting. Some animals are hunted because they damage crops or homes. So crops is like what people grow. Others are hunted as sport. Poachers hunt animals illegally. So that means it's against the law. They should not be doing it. Okay, rhinos are killed because people want their horn. Isn't that sad that people will kill such a beautiful animal for their horn? Okay, but sadly, that's what some people do, but it is illegal. Disease introduced by humans or invading species. New diseases can attack plants and animals. Now, this was evident in the work we did about tribes and about people that live in the rainforest. Okay, it is very often if they are not sort of amongst lots of people. Okay, they don't build up that immunity to other diseases. Okay. So, climate change, weather becomes more extreme, unpredictable, and varied with climate change, and this can affect habitats. Okay, so if you think about it at the moment, okay, it's been really rather cold recently, hasn't it? And I heard it referred to on the news as the big freeze. Okay, so that's where that comes in the climate change, where the temperature changes in the world. So, do you know these animals are both species were hunted to extinction? The Tasmanian tiger was seen as a pest by farmers, and the dodo, a flightless bird, was an easy target for hunters. Okay, so these are no longer around now. You wouldn't find these now. Okay, but sadly, that wasn't due to sort of natural causes, if you like. They were hunted. Okay, so the Tasmanian tiger was seen as a pest, so farmers didn't like them. Okay, and the dodo, okay, was a flightless bird, so it means it couldn't fly. Okay, and it was made that because it couldn't fly, it was an easy target for hunters. Right, so you have 1 minute. Do you know of any endangered species? If you turn over your sheet, okay, if you can jot down a piece of paper, any endangered species, go now. Pause this video if you need to. Okay, hopefully you've written some down. If you've not, that's not a problem because we're going to show you some anyway. So there are many animals from all parts of the world that are said to be endangered. Okay, so do you know why these creatures are endangered? So these species are endangered for different reasons, and can you think why? Click on each animal to reveal more information. So obviously these are not all rainforest animals, but this is just getting a point. What is an endangered animal? Okay, so polar bears state as vulnerable population, so the amount of them is getting smaller. Okay, they live in the Arctic Circle. And why are they threatened? My habitat is changing because of global warming. The seas are slowly warming, which means the ice that I used to hunt from and live on is disappearing. Polar bears have been known to swim for 100 miles in their hunt for food. Okay, so what that means is their habitat means their home is changing. Okay, because of global warming, because the world is getting hotter. Okay, the seas are slowly warming, which means the ice that I used to hunt from and live on is disappearing. Okay, the red squirrel. So So red squirrel, the status is that they are a concern. So their population is also getting smaller. So where in the world they live, so Europe, and why they threatened. In Britain, I like to live in woodlands with deciduous trees, but this habitat is shrinking as woodlands are cut down to make way for houses. Grey squirrels were introduced by humans. They are bigger and bullied red squirrels away, so our numbers are getting smaller. So if you're thinking, oh, I've seen a red squirrel, you very well might have done, okay, but it's probably more common that you see grey squirrels. A red squirrel can jump more than 2 metres and survive a fall of 12 metres without injury. That's impressive, but very sad that they're a concern. The sea turtle. So sea turtles of all varieties are endangered. So sea turtles roam almost every ocean. So why are they threatened? I am hunted for food for my shell and my eggs. I get caught in fishing nets and can drown. Plastic pollution causes me harm. Sandy beaches where I lay my eggs are being destroyed. So I know that lots of you have spoken about the fact that we now use paper straws instead of plastic straws, because this was a lot of the plastic straws were ending up in the sea and they were harming the turtles. Okay, so green sea turtles can hold their breath for 5 minutes when they dive to feed, but can stay underwater for up to 5 hours. Isn't that impressive? The mountain gorilla. So they are critically endangered. Okay, and they live in Central Africa. There are only around 880 gorillas left in the world. Now, if you think about that, when we looked at the orangutan, there was 7,500 left. Now, there are only 880 gorillas left in the world. I live in mountainous areas, safe in thick forests. My home is being lost as people clear the forest for farms. I am hunted for food because humans are living closer to me, and I suffer from new diseases. Isn't that sad? Gorilla arms are longer than their legs. This lets them walk on all fours and still have their head held high to spot danger. So all those four are endangered animals, not necessarily from the rainforest, okay, but they are. So some species are more endangered than others. So scientists have created a scale to show how endangered a species is. This is known as the conservation status. The conservation status shows the risk of a species becoming extinct in the near future. Okay, so we've got critically endangered, vulnerable, or endangered. So can you order the words to create a scale from least endangered, so the less likely of being extinct, to most endangered? What do you think? Let's click to reveal. There we go. Okay, so vulnerable is the least likely. Number 2 is endangered, that's getting closer. And number 3 is critically endangered. So what is being done to protect endangered animals? Because obviously we don't want these animals to become extinct. So what is being done? So people discovered to study the species. So where does it live? What are the dangers and how many individuals are there in the wild? So protect. Breed more animals in captivity. So captivity means that humans are looking after them and release them back into the wild. Create nature reserves. Make laws to make hunting illegal. Because not everywhere that it is at the moment. Take action. Give people information so they know how to help. Okay, so that's about educating people so they know they can help. So there's a hedgehog, and I know not too long ago I found a hedgehog. It didn't look very well, and I took it to somewhere in Chorley actually that has a bit of a hedgehog safe place where you can take them and someone will look after them. Okay, so it's about giving people that information so they know how to help. Okay, so your activity is to, on your sheet, you have a list of animals that are endangered, okay? Or if you know of any others from the rainforest, so it needs to be from the rainforest, okay, that are endangered, you need to fill out this animal research writing, okay, activity. Okay, so you need to write your animal in the middle, okay? What's its basic needs? What's its behaviour like? What's its diet like? So that's what it eats. Is it a predator or a prey? Or is it both? Okay, where's its habitat? Where does it live? So like what country? What weather does it like? How does it adapt to its environment? So how is it suitable? You designed your own animal, okay? So think about where you wanted that animal to live. How does it adapt to its environment and what it looks like, okay? So if you want to, you can always draw us an image of it as well. Okay, within that task as well, at the beginning of that sheet, you need to write me a definition of what endangered means. So what is an endangered animal? Okay, if you need to, pause this video and go back and have a little listen to the beginning where we discussed what an endangered animal was, because that could help you. Okay, thank you, Year 5.